I'm going to read the story, The Country Mouse and the City Mouse. And so it doesn't have pictures, so you are the illustrators in your mind. But I wanted to make sure that you did know the difference between the city setting with the skyscrapers and the country setting with the country roads and some farms, and the houses are pretty far apart. Now you can use these pictures as a reference to know what to do, or you can actually use what you've seen in your own life to help you do your pictures. All right, the country mouse and the city mouse. A country mouse invited his cousin, who lived in the city, to come visit him. The city mouse was shocked when he arrived in the country. Where were the tall buildings? The tallest thing he saw was the silo that held the grain. He missed the shady alleyways by his home. Where were the fantastic restaurant meals readily available in every trash bin? His cousin's meals consisted of only a few kernels of corn and dried berries. Wow, he was very surprised at the difference, wasn't he? The city mouse, what did he see when he went to the country? He didn't see very tall buildings except the silo for the barn. And he did not like the food, did he? He was used to going in the trash cans and digging. And he just got corn and dried berries. Wow, he did not really care for that country life. He told his country cousin, "You're missing out on the good life. Come visit me in the city. I'll show you a whole new life in the shadow of skyscrapers and city lights. I'll treat you to a rich feast." So the country mouse left with his city cousin, who brought him to a splendid feast in the city's alley. The country mouse could not believe his eyes. He had never seen such tall buildings or so many flashing lights. He'd never seen so many cars, and he had never seen a taxi cab. And his cousin was right about the food. He had never seen so much food in one place. There was bread and cheese, fruit, cereals, and grains of all sorts scattered about in a warm, cozy section of the alley. The two mice settled down to eat their wonderful dinner. They'd only taken a couple of bites when a cat approached their dining area. The two mice scampered away and hid in a small and comfortable hole until the cat left. Finally, it was quiet, and the unwelcome visitor went to prowl somewhere else. The two mice ventured out of the hole and resumed their abundant feast. Before they could get a proper taste in their mouth, two blackbirds swooped down. The mice scampered away again. When the birds left, the mice once again approached their feast. After only a couple of nibbles, another visitor intruded on their dinner, and the two little mice had to scuttle away again. The country mouse shook his head. "Goodbye," he said. "You do indeed live in a plentiful city, but I'm going home where I can enjoy my dinner in peace." That was a pretty smart little mouse, huh? That was very different. So he only had dried corn kernels and dried berries to eat in the country, but he had all kinds of wonderful foods in the city. But what was the problem? There were too many prowlers coming to look for them as the food. So he went right back to his home, the country. All right, so your job is to draw the setting for the city mouse, so a city background, and the setting for the country mouse, a country background. And you use what you have seen instead of the pictures that I've used. But if you need to use those as a reference, use them. I cannot wait to see what you have drawn.